I'm only 25 minutes into this movie. This is gonna take forever. Hello, everybody. Ketchy1383 with Ketchy Gaming. This is part 5 of the Mario Brothers movie Should Have Been Better. Last time I mentioned a rumor that came out about the production of the Super Mario Bros. Movie. I wanted to address that now since it feels that there is credibility to that rumor in the next several scenes and later on in the movie. In a nutshell, people who were working on the movie wanted to do what Hollywood typically does with prominent male characters with well-known female counterparts. Take the movie and make it about the female character. They wanted to make Mario a bumbling, incompetent fool, with the princess swooping in and saving the day. They just seemed to think arrogance equals confidence, capable means unstoppable, being condescending is okay. Peach almost becomes insufferable in this movie. Fortunately, Nintendo stepped in and told them no, although it may have been a bit too late, or maybe not a strong enough of a no for my taste. Otherwise, I would not be making this series. While I threw the previous writers a bone due to the lack of any real character traits from the Mario games at that point, the writers from the Super Mario Bros. Movie had games like Super Mario RPG, Mario and Luigi series, the Paper Mario series, and several mainline Mario games that fleshed out Mario and crew, even if they did not talk. Peach, on the other hand, did. Peach, although I'm not a fan of being constantly kidnapped by Bowser at this point, acts pretty nonchalantly about the whole thing now.
Papa, come on in, Mama Peach.
Oh.
Oh.
She also has an air of kindness and concern for others. The Princess Peach that they introduce in this movie at first is none of these things. Let's get into it. When I last left, Mario was approaching Peach's castle. So the two-armed toads stop Mario. Just let that sink in a bit. The guards make a joke about the princess being in another castle, and I mentioned this in my videos when I watched the movie twice. But
Our princess, though, is in another castle.
now, I did not mention this in the last part, but almost all the toads were staring at Mario. But suddenly, the guards were the complete opposite. I get not just letting anyone in, but considering they know about humans because of Peach, it seems a bit off to me that they would not send someone to get Peach and let her know another human has arrived at the castle, and either have her come to the door or bring Mario into the castle. It gets worse when you see Peach's reaction to seeing Mario for the first time. That's when Toad steps in, and I feel like the line he delivered was more for the sake of the voice actor than the character, in some attempt to be funny.
With you, and I don't like it. What do you guys, what do you want to eat? Anything you're...
I'm not really sure when it comes to Toad. Either way, the Toad guards ignore Mario, making them look inept, followed by two more inept guards. When it transitions to the throne room with the fancy Minecraft-esque 3D map, and somehow the Toads know that Bowser has raided the Ice Kingdom and managed to get the Superstar, or should I say Penguin Kingdom? Either way, just let that sink in for a moment. They knew some very specific information about another character without ever being informed or shown how they came to know about it. It happened several times throughout the movie, and it is just lazy writing. Maybe if writers took away some of the unnecessary scenes and added something to show how they knew about the Superstar and the Penguin Kingdom or Ice Kingdom, whatever, and Bowser, Also, I know the toad was addressing a council, but why are there so many toads in the castle? In the last part, I did not point out the sheer number of toads when Mario was going through the city below the castle. I'll make a point in regards to that. Then, all the toads look at Princess Peach sitting on her throne. I'd like to add that there are an excessive number of steps to get to the throne, just like the excessive size of the castle and the excessive size of the hill it's on, which ties into Bowser's excessively large flying island. It's like they took everything and decided to just make it bigger than what it is in the games. The phrase less is more comes to mind. When the camera pans to Peach, it's like staring into the uncanny valley. Her clothes and hair are correct for the character, or for the most part, except for the pink leggings she has under her dress. I have no idea why they did that, other than you can slightly see up her skirt and see her ankles. I'm not sure if it's to stop people from looking, but considering the scene where she rides a motorcycle in a tight outfit, it seems out of place. Considering all the Mario games I have played, I can say that Peach does not wear pink leggings. Back to Peach's face. Like I said, something was off, and I searched for Peach online and came to the conclusion her face was not as wide. It was not till the Blu-ray came out and I saw her voice actor after the credits. And it may just be me, but it looks like they altered Peach's face to match the voice actor, Anya Taylor-Joy. Peach then says she will stop Bowser, with one toad piping in asking how because they are adorable. None of these toads are adorable, by the way. Instead of telling them to grow a spine, she decides to make it someone else's problem and involve the Kongs, who went from living in a shack to having their own kingdom and subjects. So this plan is flawed from the get-go, and it shows later in the movie. Not once, but twice. The worst part is she has no contingencies either. It's all in on getting the Kong army. So this is where I have a bit of a problem. Remember all the toads I pointed out? That looks like an army to me. They could have had some theme in regards to facing your fear or standing up to a threat, kind of like a Bug's Life, or name any other movie and TV series that have done the same thing. I mean, they kind of do that with Luigi, but nope. To be honest, I am conflicted on a plot to make the Toads into an army, even if it was just a few of them. It feels a bit cliche, and let's face it, Illumination would turn it into a Minions Toad edition. I would probably go with forming a motley crew of characters to fight Bowser, although it's also a bit cliche, so damned if you do and damned if you don't. Well, avoiding another Minions type movie would be ideal. Another part that I found out of place is when Peach says she'll leave in the morning and not immediately. After all, her kingdom is in danger, but we all know why she does this. Because they wanted the obstacle scene with Mario.
10. I'll leave for the Jungle Kingdom in the morning.
When Mario runs towards Peach and she slams him into the ground, this is where some red flags went off. Yes, she would take action by helping Mario like she did in Super Mario RPG or Super Mario 3D World, and even in Princess Peach Showtime. Yes, that came after, but I'm pretty sure it's being made during the same time the movie was in production.
He's a human! I mean, you are a human, right? It's just you're so small.
Hey.
Then she expresses her surprise at the appearance of another human, considering they show that she arrived in the Mushroom Kingdom via warp pipe, and not that she was born in the kingdom. It raises some questions. Like, how does she know that her own species are called humans? Were there other humans in the Mushroom Kingdom or other parts of the world at some point? If so, what happened to them? Or maybe I'm just overthinking it. This is where it turns ugly with her arrogant, condescending remarks and tone.
This guy's a lunatic, a psycho. He will eat you for breakfast. He won't even notice it probably, because you're very, very small.
You know what? Make fun of me all you want. But
This is not Princess Peach. This is generic Hollywood slop when it comes to writing female characters. The whole scene reeks of it, and lends credence to the rumor I stated at the beginning. In effect, this was a character assassination, and Peach is not the only one. They are not as bad as Peach, but she's not the only one. This leads me to the training course, and I use that term training lightly, since all Peach does is get impatient with Mario for not wanting to eat the mushroom and forces it down his throat.
there's not like a...
Down the hatch. Yep, there it is, and all gone.
And at the same time, having a payoff for that gag they set up at the beginning of the movie. It is sort of funny the first time, but it makes the princess look cruel, or at least she does to me. I got ahead of myself there and forgot to mention Peach dominating the course. And I wish I could say it was because she practiced it over and over again, but it's to show off how superior she is to Mario. In the game, she is more or less the same. They balance her out with a shorter jump because she can float. And before I go down that rabbit hole, I'm just going to stop right there. Another problem is they use another well-known song, Holding Out for a Hero. Don't get me wrong, I like it well enough to not change the radio station if it comes on, but it feels out of place. It almost feels like they used it because Shrek 2, and they got away with it then because Shrek was a parody. I don't want to speculate why they chose this song, but again, there's such a rich history of capable composers from Nintendo. I see no reason to not use a song from one of the games, or maybe pay one of the Nintendo composers to write something. The bright spot in all this is it highlights Mario's tenacity and determination, so Peach will let him come with her in order to save his brother. I would have preferred if Peach taught Mario about the quirks of the Mushroom Kingdom on their journey to the Kong Kingdom. They already had a montage showing parts of the Mushroom Kingdom. Why not combine Mario learning the ins and outs along the way and shave off some time to be used elsewhere? After Mario almost makes it through the course, you can tell that there's a tonal shift with Peach. She even tries to make him feel better by pretending to have failed it multiple times, only to admit she did it the first try. To make it worse, Peach says, well, I grew up here. I have my suspicion that this is the point that Nintendo told them to make some changes. When Peach and Mario set out to go to the Kong Kingdom, you can see all the Toads, and I can't help but think, there's your army, yet again. Especially when you take into account the Field of Fire flowers at the end of the traveling montage. The last part that is out of place is when a Toad asks who Mario is.
Who's he?
He's not important!
Let's jump forward a bit and play a scene here.
Princess?
We lost the army, and Mario's gone.
There is a bit of a lack of continuity in this movie. The Toads had no idea who he was, and they were not given a reason to care. Now, how do I make it better? I already touched on that a bit. I would still have Peach teaching Mario about the Mushroom Kingdom. And when I did part 4 already, I set up a new introduction of Peach and how Mario meets her. If I were to stick with the events of the movie, I would get rid of the body slam and change the dialogue, both in words used and tone, but I would rather have Peach bring Mario along, actually training him in a similar traveling montage, in the hopes of finding out where Luigi went. When it comes to Luigi, Illumination did him dirty, so to speak. I would have Toad teaching Luigi similar to Peach teaching Mario. It would have a bit more of an impact since Toads are known to be cowards, but you have this one brave Toad teaching Luigi and helping him overcome his fear of every conflict. I would also amend the beginning when I had Toad escape and add another Toad that made it into a pipe, making it back to the Mushroom Kingdom, to inform Peach of Bowser's raid on the Penguin Kingdom and obtaining the Power Star. I'm going to end it here if you made it this far. Thanks for watching.